Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We just had our first of 3 devlogs drop for the new update 0.4 Spearhead in Gray Zone Warfare. And boy, was it a doozy. In this devlog, they focused on quality of life improvements and upgrades to audio, animation, and the health system. With those changes, they wanted to strengthen the core gameplay and improve combat, readability, and strike a better balance between realism and game feel, making the game feel a little more whole, a little more in-depth, bringing you a more immersive experience. Now, I've said this time and time again about this development team. They really listen to the community. They take everything that they hear and they work it into their plan to make the changes necessary to bring this game to life. One of those being is the running mechanic. They wanted to fix the running mechanic and they reworked the sprint into 2 types. A tactical sprint for longer distances and a burst sprint that is short, fast, and drains your stamina pretty quickly. Whereas the tactical sprint is used to cover longer distances without having that massive stamina drain, meaning you can run a lot further, a lot longer. With these 2 adjustments to the sprint, it seems a little more natural, a little more realistic, and just brings the game to life. The developers have also revamped the jumping, landing, and vaulting animations. All the changes are weight-based, meaning heavier loadouts severely limit your movement. The heavier the loadout, the more hindered you are on the battlefield, which just makes sense. Movement will feel less arcadey and more grounded, giving you a more fluid and tactical motion. Weapon sway in the game has also been reworked to better reflect the equipped attachments that you have on your rifle. So if you have a attachment that gives you a little faster ADS, you're gonna have a little bit more sway than you would say an attachment that gives you stability. Adding attachments really does visually affect the performance of your rifle. Another area of improvement is damage to the enemies. You talked, they listen. Enemies that would appear stuck in like a hit animation where they would get hit and additional damage just didn't seem to affect them has now been fixed with what they call chain hit reactions. What that means is the enemy will react based on where they are shot. And the more you shoot them in the different areas of the body, the more they will react appropriately to that area. This further enhances the immersion experience and battlefield readability, bringing the game to life even more than before. One of the biggest things that we've asked for was a change to the audio, especially with like long distance gunshots and stuff like that. There is definitely a more clear and detailed soundscape of human movement sounds, character health status, the exhaustion, the injury, the pain, and use of medical equipment. You also have changes to the ambiance, audio-based wildlife reactions to gunfire, localized audio cues from items like radios, as well as changes to your weapons. Close-range gunfire now deafen you. New sounds for weapon handling, distant gunshots, sonic cracks, bullet impacts, ricochets. Everything gun-related got a full working over. We now have new voiceovers for AI NPCs and bosses, as well as linking the health system at the enemy's voiceovers, so more vocal when being shot, as well as improved spatial audio and echo effects in certain buildings, and a rework of the headset, which is huge. Even the health system has been completely rebalanced. Every hit, even based on caliber, will now deliver the appropriate damage not only dealt to the enemies, but also received. With that being said, you should instinctively recognize the injuries you have based on the sounds your character is making. He will react and sound more appropriate to the injury that he has received. Combine that with the new hit reactions and audio updates, combat feels more responsive and real. New medical items have been added to the game to keep you in the fight a lot longer, and some of these you're going to definitely want to keep on your person. Now, when it comes to your allies, the UI has been updated to make healing your allies clearer and more informative, making it a lot easier for you to identify the injuries that your ally has and access your medical items to get them back in the fight. There has also been a bunch of quality of life improvements, such as faction members will now be visible on your compass. The health indicator has been improved to better show you where you've been hit and how you've been hit, and the severity of the hit itself. In your locker, there's new gear information to better find compatible parts for your weapons. That way you can identify parts and equip them as necessary, depending on the rifle that you have. Your vendor rewards will go straight to your locker. If your locker is full, it will stay in the inbox. That way you can collect it when you make room in your locker, as well as an overhaul on graphic. The entire thing has had a massive polish, meaning it's improved the lights, it's improved the explosions, cars, buildings, weather, world details, and all the vendors have had been remodeled. But they will go over that in the next devlog. This just brings the immersion of the game to a whole new level. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you found everything incredibly informative and you're as excited as I am to play this new coming update. So stay tuned and I'll catch you on the next devlog.